Good afternoon, friends. Another project on the lift today. Now this one's a little different. I'm going to walk around this bike, I'm going to talk about it and tell you what my, ideas are for it next. Kind of show it off and then give you the spin on what I want to do with this thing. What I have here is a 2001 Honda XR50. Now this dirt bike has seen a lot of stuff in its life, and as you can see, it's not in the best condition ever. It's dirty, it's grimy, it's got some damage to it, and it needs some love. This bike did have adult bars on it at one point in time, but then they were taken off to put it into a child's configuration and then was never used. And it has sat for the last 6 or 7 years. A couple of weekends ago, I pulled this bike out of the barn and took the carburetor off and cleaned that and got it back to running. So now that it's running, I'm going to go through and redo a lot on this bike. As you can see, the tires are both flat. The front brake cable here is missing parts, and that's not good. So I'm going to have to get a new brake cable and the adjuster and all the bits there. It's got regular 50 bars on it. It has pegs with bolts that are way too long because it did have training wheels on it. It does not have a kickstand. It's missing a fair bit of parts. So on the back of the table, as you can see, I have new tires and tubes. I have a kickstand. I've got some grips, some tall bars, a new handbrake, new pegs, a new shock, and a riser. I also intend on doing an oil change on this because it has sat for so long. The gas tank has been cleaned out, so that's all ready to go, but it will need new oil, and it'll need a bath. As you can see, this thing is grimy and dirty and just the way it was when it was put away the last time it was ridden. Of course, the idea for this bike is to shoot it from a personal point of view, to show you kind of how to, take the bars off, do an oil change, run through the bits and parts to get this bike back up and running and put it together so I can ride it. The goal is for me to be able to ride this around my property and have some fun with the kids. Anyway, let's get this camera moved and get after it. All right, now that we have the camera mounted properly, we're going to go ahead and start with removing the body of the motorcycle itself. So the seat here and the whole frame here all comes apart in one shot. So we're going to go ahead and start taking that apart just to get access to what I need to for the front upper top clamp. Now there are 2 screws, one on each side here. On the front, there are 2 of these plastic clips, one on each side. And then there's a series of bolts that hold this together. There's a couple of tank bolts that are going to hold the tank in. We'll work on that in a minute once we get the body off. And on the underside, this is kind of hard to show. Back here, there are 2 10mm studs here, and we'll have to go ahead and remove those as well. So we're going to start by taking out the front 2 plastic clips. These are little pop clips here, so what you have to actually do is lift the tab here. And these do break pretty easily, so you kind of got to be careful or be prepared to replace them. So we'll get this lifted up, work my way around it a little bit here. Once you pull that up, then you should be able to push it through, and that frees that side. We'll of course repeat the process on this side here. Next we'll work on these screws here, and these actually screw right into the tank. It's easier to do with the front end not in the vise here, so you can actually move the handlebars. But thankfully I've got enough room to be able to unthread the screw on this side. I should have just as much room on the other side. Lastly, from the underside of the bike here, there are 2 bolts down here. Both are 10mm. We're going to loosen those up and take those right out. Now with all of the hardware removed, we just need to move this throttle cable here, and then the whole body actually slides backwards. Now you notice on the frame there's these 2 frame horns here, and they're little tabs. There are 2 tabs on the seat itself, right here and right here, that slide under that frame horn that keeps that locked in place. Then on the back side here, I believe you can see these, there are the two stud holes here. This is where the two bolts go through. So that's all that holds the whole body on. As you can see with the body, it actually screws to the seat, and that's how it stays together. There's a couple of clips here, 2 screws here, 2 screws here, 2 screws here. That keeps everything together. Now with the body out of the way, we need to remove the tank. And the reason why we need to remove the tank is we need to remove this nut here and these 2 studs here to be able to pull this top clamp off. So these are both a 12mm bolt. We're going to go ahead and remove those next. Now there is no fuel in the tank right now. If there is, it's just residual from the initial startup. Like I said, the tank was cleaned out, so this tank is super clean on the inside and it's ready to rock and roll. Now I know on the outside it doesn't look like it's clean. That's because I have not washed the bike yet. Now the tank will lift straight up, and obviously it is hooked to the carburetor here. So we'll go ahead and we'll pull that off the carb. Now with the body off of the motorcycle, you can kind of see the guts here. You can see everything that's going on and see what we're going to be working on. Obviously I have a shock that I'm going to try to replace and get in here. Hopefully it works out well. I'm not sure if it's going to just yet. We can also get to the top clamp here. That's another thing that I need to remove. And then of course wheels and tires and the oil change. So let's start with the top clamp here. Obviously there's a stem nut here, and then there's the 2 studs on the front here for the front forks. We're going to start with the stem nut first. There is not a ton of working room in here, so you're going to have to kind of figure out how to finagle your way into here to be able to get this to loosen up all the way. On the bottom side of the handlebars here is a 12mm nut. We're going to go ahead and remove that. It's 1 for each side. With the handlebars removed, of course, I'm going to put my nuts back in place. I want to have these on there so I don't lose them, because these are the factory original ones. With the handlebars out of the way and our stem nut loose, we're going to go ahead and take out these 2 studs here. These are both a 14mm. Next, we'll remove the nut. And then we'll remove the top clamp. And it's as simple as that. There's our top clamp. That's off. Now we'll take a minute just to kind of clean things up because there's some dirt and debris in there. So we're going to use a little carb cleaner here just to clean up the tubes, get rid of some of this grime. At this point, if you were going to change the bearings or repack the grease, this is how you would do it. You would undo this castle nut here. You would pull this top cap off, and that's how you get to the bearings to grease them. We're not going to go that far today. These bearings felt pretty good when I rode it and, of course, moved it around. So I think they're in good shape, so we're just going to leave this. Next, we'll take our new top clamp and we'll put it in place. Obviously, as you can see, that fits real nicely. It's made for this type of bike. So you'll take your top nut here and you'll start to slowly thread it in place. And with your stock hardware, you can use the washer if you'd like, but you don't have to. So you can actually put this down in without the washer on both sides. Now with these 2 snug down, we'll go ahead and work on this top nut here. Tighten it down by hand, I guess, all the way. And then we'll slowly start to work it around. With the top nut snugged in place, we'll go ahead and snug these 2 up. And with everything snugged down and tight, we're ready to put handlebars on. So we'll remove the top clamp here of the triple tree so we can get the handlebars in place. These of course are not hard threaded in yet, they're just there for shipping. So we'll back all of these Allen heads out. This is a 6mm stud in here. Now with the top clamp off, the handlebars are ready to be placed in place. We'll set the cap back on and we'll start threading these studs in by hand. I'm a big fan of the crisscross type pattern, so we're going to go ahead and go make an X here to thread these down, hopefully get it all even and looking nice. We'll step back and take a look at it and make sure everything's fairly centered. Looks like we need to move just to the right a little bit, or left of the bike a little bit. So I'm going to loosen this up to be able to do that. With the handlebars centered in the triple trees, we'll go ahead and tighten it all down. Being that this top clamp is aluminum, you don't want to hammer down on it too hard, because if you do, you'll strip the threads right out, you'll pull them right out. So I'm trying to be gentle about how I tighten this. Of course, continuing to keep with that crisscross type pattern. And with that, the handlebars are snugged in. All right, with the handlebars installed, it's time to put the brake lever on. So this one we're going to put onto the right-hand side, just like it should be. This is for the front brake lever. We're going to let that hang for a second. Then we're going to grab our throttle tube and housing. Now our throttle tube here is an aftermarket job. It's got two different screws in the bottom. Both are Phillips head. And then of course, then the throttle cable itself screws into the housing here. So we're going to go ahead and unthread these screws first. Now our throttle cable itself is a little bit longer than it should be. Obviously it's going to stick out a long ways. Unfortunately, I don't have a better one. So this is the one I'm going to use for now. Inside the housing here is this plastic guide, and you'll have to get that out of the way. Next, you'll take your throttle housing here and you'll fish through the line and you'll begin to thread this in place. On the carburetor itself, you can see there's the housing here where the throttle cable goes in. You're going to want to make sure this is in as far as it will go. That will give you enough cable here to be able to hook up your throttle itself. With your cable in hand, we'll hold the barrel here. We'll hook the throttle tube on. One of the things we need to make sure we do is get this guide in place. With the guide in place, we can go ahead and get our throttle put back together. You can see the tube is in, you can see the guide is in, and then we can slide the throttle itself onto the handlebar. With the throttle housing and tube in place, now we can put on the back side of the housing here. Of course, holding the screws in so we don't drop them onto the ground. Now with the throttle housing and tube installed, we'll give it a twist. Obviously it's too loose yet. Okay, with our throttle housing, tube, and everything in place, this should work as it should. This is a quarter turn throttle, so it does not have a full rotation. This is one of their quick throttles. This seems to rotate just like it should. There is some adjustment here that we could make if we need to, and once we get the bike running, we may need to go ahead and adjust it. From this point, we need to put on our front brake and get that mounted up properly. Next, we'll unthread our front brake perch all the way, the adjuster, I should say. So we'll get the adjuster all the way out, fit the cable and the adjuster together. We'll pull the rubber dust guard all the way out of the way, put the adjuster back into place, put the cable in, and then we'll thread the adjuster in, probably all the way for now, or at least a fair bit of the way for now. And we'll let this hang. I do not have the bottom adjuster. I don't have the bottom adjuster for here, so I don't have a way to adjust the actual front brake at all. So I will need to fix that at some point in time. And I'm not sure if this brake lever is going to work with those bars or not. It should, it might not. Well, friends, as you can see, installing a big boy set of handlebars onto your Honda 50 isn't that hard. It's pretty straightforward. Obviously, I've got some cabling issues, and I'll probably have to address that later. The throttle cable I'm not super happy with. I know it works. It worked in the past. It had a little taller riser on it in the past. I had a Joker machine riser on here, and that brought it up quite a bit further. And it brought it farther forward too, so it took out a lot of the slack. And as you can see, the way it is now, it's not perfect. Also, my front brake line is not complete because I do not have the bottom adjuster, so I cannot install that all the way, so I'll have to order those parts. But that's as far as we're going to go for today. This is as far as I'm going to go on this project. I wanted to get the bars installed, kind of wanted to introduce the project, and then show you where we're heading from here. Hopefully this video makes sense and it was super helpful. Of course, if you like the video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button. I've got a lot of things in the works right now, and it's from mini bikes to dirt bikes to riding dirt bikes on the road to test riding different motorcycles to just a myriad of different things. So if you're interested in checking those things out, you're going to want to subscribe so you can see them. Well, friends, as always, we'll catch you next time.